Good afternoon. Oh, that's loud. That's a loud game. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Keeps. How you doing, pal? Yeah, welcome on. Welcome on. Yeah, today, had a bit of a... okay, so I didn't know really what to stream today. And I knew I had to do this at some point, and I've got a couple of days off over the next couple of days, so I thought, should I just try and get this out of the way? To basically just so I can start like a new thing, because like get the streaming back up and running. So yeah, so this is like the first technically proper stream over the last like first time in like a year properly. I did stream the other day just to test out the internet. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's no hiccups or whatever. If there is, I apologise. But yeah, we're gonna try and do this. As long as you don't stream your shut up, Ellie. As long as you don't stream your no. That's on my other streaming thing. No. No, so yeah, I've got I think 3 cases left to do with this. So if I can remember correctly what happened last time, we've done 3 cases, and the first 2 cases we've got correct. But I think the third one we actually didn't get it correct. So the way the game works is, obviously you play as Sherlock Holmes, you go around and you like find clues, and you have to kind of deduce things and whatnot. And you kind of have to kind of come to your own like conclusion with it. Now usually there's like three endings you can have. Only one will be correct, and it will tell you once you've locked it in, so you can't you can go back and kind of correct it and say yes you did it, but as kind of the way we do it is like, okay, we will say it's this, and then we will just kind of stick with our decision whether or not we got it right or wrong. We do try and play out every single ending as well, just so we can kind of see how it would pan out. And there has been times where I've kind of seen the last ending and gone, oh, actually that's probably the way it should have gone. And I've been like, had to fight myself not to change my own decision. So if I'm just going to go cases, we had the Fate of Black Peter, we had the Riddles on the Railway, and we had Bloodbath. Bloodbath, I believe we got wrong. And then we've got the Abbey Grant affair, so that's what we got today. I genuinely don't remember how to play the game at all, so if there is a few fuck-ups, then yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, I know. So yeah, I'm just gonna crack on. Nothing else really to report, actually, like in terms of real life stuff. Yeah, there's nothing really to report, actually. I think it's been a relatively chilled last couple of days. Oh yeah, England didn't win. So the Euro 2024 final happened on Sunday, and England didn't go through, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of find quite funny. But it is what it is. So yeah, let's just crack on anyway. Like, so we got, each time you complete an observation of a person, the brief description appears on the character portraits tab in the casebook. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and remember everything that's actually happened. I don't have a clue. Did we use keyboard and mouse last time, or was we using a controller? I'm pretty sure we were using keyboard and mouse. I can't remember.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Right then. It was keyboard. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I generally can't remember. Right, so we gotta use this. I think so. Oh God, no, we don't need to use that. Oops.
The letter is on the table.
Right, let's have a look at this.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Where is it? Here? Yeah. Else? Nope. So 2021, Baker Street, London, Sherlock Holmes.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
Okay.
A wax...
Yep. We're going to rotate.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Okay. Can we open it? Is there anything else we can look at?
A wax...
Is that it? I think. Oh, wait a minute.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Okay. My dear Sherlock Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be the most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line, except for releasing the lady. I will see that everything is kept exactly as I found it, but I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Strad. Okay, cool.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Okay. So open deductions, there's nothing at the moment. Yeah, so we've got no deductions at the moment. Okay, that's fine. Okay, continue.
Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. but I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Okay. Let's put the room.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Okay. Let's go and talk to her. We're gonna have to do a deduction on her, I think.
Ladies, allow me to introduce
Oh,
myself.
Christ.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Yeah, let's just do an adoption. Alright, so we got obviously the bruise. Pale cheeks. Nothing on the eyes. We got the brooch. Kangaroo and emu, Australian origin. Elegant dress. We've got her old bruises, and we've got a wedding ring. Okay, cool. What happened last night?
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Yeah, you've got some old bruises on you.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you... Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Okay, so maybe let's talk to Teresa.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
All right, let's do a deduction again. Might be able to catch her out on something that she says. So, we've got wrinkles in her eyes. Got the, resuscitation caring. We've got working hands, and then has she got Coffee stain on her dress. Okay. So what happened last night?
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Okay, let's go and inspect the dining room. Although, what's this? Family business booming. The Randall gang is back on the street. Less than a fortnight ago, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls, as they are known, made their reappearance by way of a brutal but successful intrusion in one of the wealthier homes of Sydenham. The police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being kept confidential, including that the name of the victim. The witness was able to provide a precise description of all 3 men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile on this family of delinquents. We would take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about the highly dangerous band, and to provide a full description as it is available at this moment. The gang have been in business for some considerable time, being a family of 3, a father and his 2 sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man of in his 40s and already grey-haired, while the average height and build, being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over his sons, both of whom are close in age but very different in appearance. The first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered with a small, disproportionate head. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, is of a somewhat weaker constitution and is as skinny as a rake. The gang is wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for the exceptional brutal pirate career they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert. May your valuables stay safe.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Okay, small table. Let's have a look at what's on the small table here. 2 women.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Maybe we can rotate it and see if it's on the back. Rock of Gibraltar in Adelaide, 1893.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Okay. Steal people's belongings. That's cool. Let's have a look. Crimes identical. So, we got our first deduction here. So, the Randalls blamed and the Randall gang. So, the robbery was faked and the whole story invented in order to blame Sir Eustace's death on the Randalls. Or, we got Randall's gang. The testimonies and evidence match and point to the Randall's gang. So, it could be the fact that she's using the description from the newspapers, and the fact that she's not able to provide any further information kind of makes it seem a little bit sus. The fact that she's got like bruises as well, like old bruises before, then that makes it look more suspicious as well. So thinking maybe
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
Maybe she's not telling the truth. There is that possibility. Anything on here? Nope. Let's go and look in the dining room.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Okay. No, let's have a look. Mantelpiece. What is that? What's that noise? What's that noise? Sideboard. Okay, let's have a look at this. So we got smashed china.
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France.
There's one missing.
Wine is missing here.
Candlestick.
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Okay.
The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
So it's like, if they did just take the silverware, what's the significance of the silverware?
A deer hunt.
No, let's have a look at the body.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
By the way, is the sound okay? Does anything need to be turned up? Anything need to be turned down? Do give us a shout. So we've got the poker
must
here.
Be the murder weapon.
The head. Let's have a look at the head. Right, we've got.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
Right.
Quite
Stick.
a large stick, a formidable weapon.
And the
Barefoot.
feet.
He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
Anything else? I don't think there's anything else on the body. No, there's nothing else here. Oh, okay, there's this. So there's
It is covered in
blood.
Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Okay, I'll turn that up. I'll just put it. Nope, that's wrong. There we are. Okay, so let's have a look at our deductions now. So we've got dead body. So we've got that, which we're not going to come to a conclusion yet. So the death of Sir Eustace has been due to a poker blow. Okay, so we absolutely know that. Clues. Violent behaviour. Lady Brackenstall arrived in England from Australia and married Sir Eustace Brackenstall shortly afterwards. Maybe none of this is linked yet. We'll have a... Yeah, I don't think anything's linked at the moment.
A fur trader's cabin.
Let's talk to Watson.
The
Let's see.
death was instant.
Okay, so if it was instant, then... Just thinking. What's going on here? Okay, so we've got this rope here.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Cool. Go and find Toby.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
Got the glasses.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed.
There's...
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. Chateau Calon Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue what a
It is
beeswing
rather
is.
strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
Yeah, I have no clue what beeswing is.
A hunting scene. A hunter's cabin.
Okay. Is there anything to investigate around here? Don't think so. Unless this over here. Nope. Right, where's Lestrade gone? There he is.
I've searched outside for footprints without any luck.
Okay. So it's a little bit curious to know as well that there was 3 people, and not one of them had footprints. So 3 glasses on the table.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much, she deserves some rest.
Is there anything going on in here? Nah, I don't think so. It comes up red, I think. So, right. Who's this?
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Right. We need to go and get Toby now then. Or what about in here?
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Checked all on there.
Antique hunting weapons.
They would fetch a good price as well, so it's a bit curious to know that they wouldn't take those. Right, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything over there. Well, I think maybe time to go and get Toby and see if we can track down a... We're not going to do our deductions yet because I think we've still got to try and gather evidence. What we don't want to do, and this is what I was kind of guilty of before, was making an assumption and then trying to ride on that assumption. So it kind of clouds your judgment. And it's like a classic thing that's said in the actual Sherlock Holmes books. Like, don't come to your conclusion without finishing looking for evidence. If that makes sense. Because it does encourage you to kind of push you to that conclusion, even though if it's not the right thing, you kind of force yourself to thinking that is actually correct. So, right, let's get Toby.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Okay, come on, Toby. Alright, let's go to Abbey Grange. There he is. Alright, let's continue.
Search, Toby.
What you got, boy? What you got? Ooh! I don't remember this. Outside. Ooh, I've not looked here.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Hmm. Can I switch to Sherlock? Or do I not do that? No, I don't do that. So that's the place we gotta go and check, is the shed. Then we've got the well here.
The scent leads to the well. I shall check it.
Okay. And then after the well, we go down here. And then did I jump the fence?
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
So let's retrace the steps. Like, if they was going to go to the shed to see if there was anything to loot, would they grab whatever they got, go to the well, drop it down, and then go over the wall, and then retrieve it at the well, like underneath? Let's have a look. So we got a hook.
This hook might be useful.
We've got...
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Okay, what's in...
Small gardening
Tools.
tools. Nothing of great interest.
Okay.
This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
Okay. So let's have a look at the well. I imagine we're going to use the hook to hook something out, maybe? Oh, yep.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
Move the bucket. Attach the hook. Okay, that's convenient. Right, so they got the...
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Okay. Right, so that's not the thing. Right, so... Because the thing is, it's a sailor's knot. Now, it's a case of who would know how to do that knot. I think that's like quite an important detail. And I thought, her being from Australia, she's been on a boat. Would she know? But apparently not. That's not the connection. 2 glasses. Nope, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do glass with beeswing and 2 glasses. So we've got these. So we've got 3 people. There were 3 people drinking wine out of these glasses. One of the 3 probably preferred wine with beeswing. Or 2 people. There were 2 people drinking wine out of these glasses. The remaining glass with the beeswing consisted solely of the dregs of the other 2 glasses. Okay. So we're not going to come to that conclusion yet, I don't think. But we just knew that would be the connection. So maybe let her know that we found the silverware, or let Lestrade know. Yeah, I have the stolen silverware.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Okay, so maybe if we talk to her about it and see her reaction. Your silverware has been found.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship? We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Where's Watson? Where is Watson? I examined all of this. So I don't think we need to do our deductions at the moment. So the silverware found, dead body, roped knot, violent behaviour. Fractured skull. The bell rope on the chair was tied with a sailor's knot. Blood on the side of the fireplace. Great. Right. We haven't found everything yet. There's nothing in here. We know this now. Yeah, there's nothing in here.
Brave Toby.
Nah, so there's nothing with Toby now.
British Empire.
And I don't think there's anyone to talk to except if we can find Watson. I have no clue where he is. Can we go this way? No. Lestrade. Did Watson go back to Baker's? Although this is telling me to do this. The mantelpiece. Right. Oh, okay.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Okay, so we've everything. Everything's been inspected here. Yeah.
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
Yeah, you're probably
Don't know
right.
what to think about
Yeah,
all
he
this.
probably is at Toby at Baker Street. There's nothing here, so let's go back to Baker Street and see if we can talk to Watson. Well, I'll just press M. Yeah, I can just go back there. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, what I was thinking is maybe try and finish this over the next week or so, so then I can kind of get straight
Well, Holmes,
on to...
Do you have a lead?
Dr. Watson, it's Mr. Isa Whitney. He says it's urgent.
Isn't that the fellow we found in the opium den while I was undercover there? Or am I mistaken?
Yes, the gentleman whom I wrote about in The Man with a Twisted Lip. But I must go. This addiction of his causes irreversible damage.
In that case, I shall continue the investigation alone.
I hope that you'll tell me everything when I return.
Right, okay. So yeah, as I was saying, I think I'm going to try and finish this. Like, I'll do a case today, maybe try and do a case tomorrow, and then if I'm available on Saturday, which I should be, I don't know, do that, and I think that'll be all 3 cases finished, and then it means I can kind of start onto the next thing that I want to do. Wait, where's your boy? Did he? Did he say that there was someone downstairs? She's still there. Okay. I feel like Sherlock's like a huge pervert.
Brave Toby.
Good old
the
Toby.
best nose in the British Empire.
Right. Yeah, continue alone. Okay, so let's go to Abbey Grange again. Don't think that was actually the thing to do, actually. I think we might have to just go back to Baker Street. Because I might have to do research on like the coat of arms and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go back to Baker Street. I'm going to see if there's anything. If I'm looking at this, it says some of the evidence can be used to investigate and will be marked with specific items. So this is, I think that's the alchemy within in Baker Street. So let's go there. So let's go to the examine.
Let us see how the rope was cut.
Oh well, okay.
The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut.
So it wouldn't be done.
Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope.
So it wouldn't have been scissors, because that's too.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Yeah. Cutters.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Knife.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay. So with this, we can deduce that the sailor background. The rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly in a sailor's knot. That could indicate the intruders had a sailor's background. Okay. I don't think there's anything here. These are... Oh yeah, these were the last things. These are like souvenirs that we've got from the previous. Right, so investigate the murder. Inspect the room where Lady Brackenstall is resting. Okay, so let's go back to... Oh, let's have a look at the letter. Right, this was the previous... these were the previous cases, so
This is where I keep my post.
There's no reason to really read that. Right, let's go to Abbey Grange and let's see if we can investigate anything else within the room where Teresa is. Okay. Now, do we have to... Yeah, so it's this.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
So we can move this down. We got the safe.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it. This.
Okay. The safe.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Do I have to, like...
Let us try to open this
Yeah.
safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Nope. Okay, Keeps. Yeah. Have a good one, mate, and I'll catch you in a bit. Right. So I've got. It's gonna vibrate. I don't know if I should be using a controller with this. I don't think so. But I'm not skipping. You know what? It might be a controller job, this. Has that just fucked things up? Aha! Right, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Confirm 15. There we go. Here we are, we had it. 17. Okay. Shut up, Ellie. Alright, let's have a look to see what's in the safe. Putting the controller in did literally nothing. Right, so we've got loads of money.
Practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal. Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. Antique...
Yeah, same. More money. It's a letter, medical report. Yeah, I know. I know exactly. I know exactly what you was getting at, Ellie. The whole listening and it's not Skyrim, and that still doesn't work on Skyrim. So don't give me that shit. Um, so Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of a hepatic decompensation. Words. The sign. The last time that we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There is a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering with liver damage. Then there is the lung abscesses that we have discussed. Your leg cramps you've described to me are caused by analterations to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors. Your liver seems excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is the sign of an evolving cirrhosis. There's a lot of words here that I don't know. Sure. There were also signs of fluid in the. This is why I'm not a doctor. There's many reasons. Of a peritoneal cavity, which is evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal and fulminant pancreas something. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I am able to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatment options. Okay. So we've done this now. We've inspected. You're not a doctor. No. I thought you was gonna get at a joke then, but no.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Right. Let's talk to Teresa. History of violence.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Okay. So let's have a look at our deductions again. So no personal life. So no acquaintance, an acquaintance with a sailor. Lady's acquaintance with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar. Lady Brackenstall married Sir Eustace shortly after arriving in England and remained at home during that time. There is little possibility that she or her maid are acquainted with anyone in the country. Right. I was, but no, this might not be the place. So, yep. Sorry to bother you. Got a promotion. No, thanks, mate. No, thanks. I don't really do any of that stuff, but I do appreciate the offer. Thank you very much. Violent behaviour, silverware, dead body. The stolen silverware. Violent behaviour and dead body. That's not a thing. That's not that. The dead body and the fireplace grate might be a thing. Yep. So it's this one. No, it's not. It is this one. No, it's not. Which one was it? Acquaintance. Is it this one? Oh, deadly accident. This, the death of Sir Eustace has been due to his accidentally striking his head on the fireplace grate. The death of Sir Eustace could have been due to the poker blow. Okay, so what are we looking at now? So, the medical report found inside the morning room safe, which states that Sir Eustace Brackenstall endured poor health. He suffered an addiction to alcohol and a nervous disorder. Right, so...
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Maybe talk to Lestrade, maybe? Sir Eustace's reputation.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Right. So, Inspector's tale and violent behaviour. So we got those connected now. So we've got this. So Sir Eustace was violent towards his wife. We knew this. Clues and then silverware. And we've got this. So robbery is the motive. Robbery is confirmed as a motive for the crime. The criminals may have plans to return for the silverware that they dumped. The robbery could have been imitated to explain Sir Eustace's death. The silverware was not supposed to be found. Lady Brackenstall, not quite 25, is from a wealthy Australian family. She has been married for a little more than a year. She is, in all probability, suffered physical violence over the course of the last fortnight. The lady lives in a solitary lifestyle, seldom venturing outside.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Please leave my Mary
Right,
alone.
so
She suffered so much.
it's saying to try and connect some dots here. Now, this is the thing now. This is what I didn't really want to do. Because, again, if I was to try and make up an assumption now, it would drive me to that assumption, which I don't want to do. There has been, to me, there's been no evidence. Okay, so the only thing that seems okay, so how tall was Sir Eustace? Do we have that information? Lestrade statement. Old bruises. See, okay, so this is the thing that's kind of a little bit Could it possibly be she was tied? So he cut the rope down. Eustace cut the rope down, tied her to a chair. She was able to get out. She attacked him. He died. She then panicked, took the silverware, threw it in the well, and then made it up to say that she was robbed by 3 people that were in the press. There's nothing connecting the Randalls to this family. If they were to steal, they would have stole more. They wouldn't have taken just silverware. So my inkling is to say that it was actually her. And Teresa helped. We have got 3 glasses on the table. That doesn't make sense to me. It tells me that they was drinking. Eustace and... what's her name again? Do we know what her first name is? Oh, we just know her as Lady Brackenstall. Okay, so... was they drinking together? Then... yeah, so were they drinking together, then he got violent after him drinking? But the evidence also... so one, he said he was killed instantly. This is a
fur trader's cabin. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, so we've got... let's go on this to say that there was 2 people drinking. Robbery is the motive, imitated robbery. So we know those 2 connect. This one, the Randalls blamed and the Randalls gang. So the Randalls blamed. And then the deadly accident. Poker blow. So that comes to the conclusion. Say that the murderous visitor, Sir Eustace, was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night. It was he who tied up Lady Brackenstall. He was tall and strong. So this is the thing as well, which is kind of like, did she have an acquaintance? With someone from the Rock of Gibraltar. Let's just say she had an acquaintance, for instance. Domestic violence, sailor background. The person who was visiting that night was probably a sailor. So look for a sailor, that's what we got to do. We've examined all this.
Oh, what a horrible
Yeah, so we
thing.
can't talk to them. There is still dialogue for these because otherwise I think they would have gone green. But no, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything out here. We don't need to go in there. So maybe let's go back to Baker Street. Let's see if there's anything we can do whilst we're over there. We're gonna have a look at our case book. We've got search for possible sailor suspects. Right.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Yeah, search for the Rock of Gibraltar. So, the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893. Work of Edward Armitage. Nicolaitis, why not dynamite? So it's none of this. History. We're not going to find it in this. What's the Parliament? Armitage? No. Economic science, urban economics, economy of the UK, rural economics. I can't fucking read. It's not. Shut up, Ellie. From Australia, from a maiden voyage in Australia. No. Oh, that's fucking why. Okay, idiot. Right, 1893. Rock of Gibraltar's arrival. Okay, I wasn't clicking that bit. So, the arrival of the Rock of Gibraltar, a ship returned. The Rock of Gibraltar, a bulk carrier from the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage through India, New Zealand, and Australia. The ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family, owning land and tin mines in Australia. This reportedly beautiful young lady is presently engaged to Sir Eustace Brackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent.
Here it is.
So, interesting.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
Right, gotta get me outfits on.
I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Oh, the specialist. Task for Wiggins. The address of the Rock of Gibraltar ship owner can be. We can find the crew list there. So Wiggins is your lad outside.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
I'll just leave your thing downstairs, all right?
at your service,
So
Mr.
you
Holmes.
clearly don't have much, kid.
I need a
Don't just leave it
register,
lying
my
around.
young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Twice, 3 hours later.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Now give him his money. Put it on the table. There we go.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
So we gotta try and figure out who was there from in November the 7th, 1984. They arrived in November 12th, so it's not those. Departure from London then, arrived in Adelaide then, so it's not that, I don't think. Departure from London here. There's Jack Crocker. There's Duncan Chalmers, no. There's Peter Davison Senior, Officer Second. Mr. Now Harris, no. George Stewart, no. Frank Willicke? Frank isn't there, and Murdoch, no. So
This list shows the senior officers of Mr. Jack Crocker
yeah.
was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Okay, so Thomas Walker, he arrived. So it wasn't Thomas Walker.
This officer is still at sea.
Yep.
Therefore, he cannot be involved.
Yep. We've got Herbert Willington,
This
same
officer
person.
is still at sea. Therefore, he cannot be involved.
We've got Charles Chill. We've got Halvold. No. Okay. Welcome back, mate. Welcome back, peeps. Archibald, no. James Talcott, no. Henry Southwood.
This officer is still at sea. Therefore, he cannot be involved.
Ernest.
This officer is still at sea. Therefore, he cannot be involved.
So we're just going to look for Charles Chill and Jack. Oh, Charles Chill's probably on the next one. Charles Chill.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
And then William Partridge, who's the 4th officer.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Okay. So it's Jack Crocker we've got to try and investigate now. So call Crocker to confront him. Okay, so let's see
This Crocker.
how we
you
do
think-
that.
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Such as sailors, call Crocker. Right, how are we doing this? Are we going We're talking to Wiggins.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Right, so let's do a deduction. Right, so we've got clear look, honest. He's got a strong build. Nothing on his things here. I don't think. Alright, so we got paper, newspaper ink. His clean boots. And his sea knife. Okay. Hey, Hooded. How you doing, mate? How you doing, buddy? Lady Brackenstall.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
You doing great? That's good, mate. I'm glad you're doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm yeah, hopefully back. Say permanent. I will say semi-permanent. You know, when I can fit it in, I will fit in streams and stuff. But yeah, I'm doing good. My internet isn't sorted, I should say. So if there's like any hiccups in the stream or whatever, then it is what it is. But yeah, I got tired of waiting to stream again, so I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do it and we'll just roll with the punches. So you tied her up?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder, and it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Oh, sailor's knot.
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Right, so we've done that. We've got some deductions to do here. So we've got Crocker's statement and Captain Crocker. So, together, it will be Crocker's involvement. Crocker is lying. His involvement is clear. He appears to, as soon as he heard that he was looking for him, thus signaling his guilt. Crocker's alibi. When you went live the other day, I was at work and watched. I was just. Oh yeah. Well, sorry, mate. Yeah, that was just literally just a test stream. I was just playing Skyrim, and I had no clue what I was doing, as per usual. And yeah, I just went on for like a couple of hours, and it all seemed relatively okay. So I just thought, you know what, nothing new. Yeah. It's true. So yeah, but it was it was one of those things. So yeah, I'm glad to be back though. So Crocker's alibi. So Captain Crocker was on board the Sharp on the night of the murder. He was not afraid to confront me. He had a confident demeanor. Okay, so let's say Crocker's involvement, and this is going to bring on to this. So the captain is the killer. So I think this is basically, as you can tell, you're glad, but we're not. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Right. So conclusion. So the captain is the killer. We've got that. Hey, Honey's got my back, Ellie. Right. So we've got no clues now. We've got no clues to deduce. We've got, if we say Crocker's alibi, that doesn't prove that he's the killer. So we're looking. It says looking for a sailor. So no acquaintance. So we've got a mysterious visitor, accident, and this is coming on to a domestic accident. So this is the conclusion: domestic accident, or say 3 people, and this is going to be for the Randalls. It would appear robbery was the motive. Poker blow, and then this was going to take us to the Randalls is guilty. Now this is a bit weird here. If we say this, it's gonna say that 2 people and Randall's blame. Now it's gonna murderous visitor, but then that's gonna say this. So does this mean that we're pretty much at the end of the case now? Because I don't feel like...
What should we do next, Holmes?
That's not the end. That's not the end of the...
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
There's gotta be something else. Maybe...
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always...
Oh, I didn't actually change, did I? I didn't change what I look like. I totally forgot about this bit. Oh, these are all locked because they're part of a You have to use those when like in situational times. So we go. Oh, we can't put glasses on. Why not? Oh, we can't have facial hair. This is awful. Just awful. Right, there's nothing here.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Right, I think we go back to... Nope, not that. We're going to go back to Abbey Grange, and we're going to go talk to... we're going to go talk to the lady of the house and see if we can get any information about her, about Mr. Crocker. See how she reacts to it.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so.
Lestrade?
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
You heard U-Boat had some changes. Yeah, I haven't had a look at it yet. I do need to get back into U-Boat, to be fair. The last time I played it off stream. And I went to try and do a few ports around the UK, and didn't actually realise that the ports weren't even built in the game. You know, it still said like work in progress, which I was a little bit annoyed about actually. I think I went to the port of London, and I went all the way through the Thames, and there's parts of, you can just get through the Thames, like you'll be scraping a lot and all that sort of stuff, and then you come to a point where there's only one little bit of the water where you can go through, and then there will be planes coming over and bombing you, and literally you can't maneuver or whatever. But then there's also ships that were being spawned. Yeah, London. Yeah, the port of London. Yeah. There were ships that were being spawned on the ground, not in the water. And I was like, oh god. And I think I spent like an hour just going through, because I was like, I'm gonna get there, because I was taking it really slow. And then I got through to the port of London, and nothing was built. And I was like, so I just spent like an hour trying to go through, and it didn't there was nothing, it didn't come with anything. So yeah, I'll jump into U-Boat at some point, and I will most likely do a fresh playthrough, because with all the changes that have happened, it will most likely there'll be some like balance changes, and I have to learn how to like handle the new interface and whatever. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And I'll have a few goes of it off stream, and then I'll jump into it then, because there's a few times when I was playing it. Who are you?
Lord George Brackenstall.
Okay. There was a few times when I was playing it when I was
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Okay. Yeah, there was a few times where I was playing it when I first started. 1945. 1945 could be a shout. Could be a shout. I do like starting it at 1939. I do like that, because then you kind of warm yourself into the war, where you spend a lot of the time on the merchant vessels, and then that kind of generates a lot of the like a lot of revenue in order to upgrade things or whatever. And then you kind of get to a point where you're fighting, like corvettes and destroyers and carriers and stuff. It just makes things a little bit easier. So I do like the full playthrough. But I might do a 1945 just for a little change of flavour. might do it. So, now, okay, so back onto this now. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling that this isn't going to be all that's here. Although saying that, if you look at this now, and you shouldn't really look at it from this way, but I am anyway. If you see like these little circles that come about, it shows you these 3 circles, which means it's the 3. I think it's like the 3 solutions. So over here would say that this is the sailor. Over here we'll say it was the accident, and then over here we're saying it was the Randalls. Now the thing is about the Randalls is we've not even been able to investigate them. You know, like figure out who they are or whatever. So you're not really solving anything to say it was the Randalls. So I don't know. The sailor's not is suspicious. The sailor's not is suspicious. Now, if someone was trying to get over the wall, that's where Toby was able to smell, then they would need to be able to have 1 strength and 2 height. Would he be able to do that? Probably. I don't know. Conclusion. No, there's nothing else. No, I don't think there's anything else. Now, this is kind of cheating, but it's not cheating as well. Here this says, will be met in a future case. Now, this tells me that there's no one else to inspect during this case as well. So Crocker's a fine man of the sea, aged in his 40s. He's a capable, honest man and well educated despite not being very wealthy. He is in haste and still he reads the morning newspaper and cleans his boots before heading out. I think potentially okay, so I think the clue that kind of gives it away is the sailor's not. It has to be someone who is. So he's already admitted. Okay, so he's already admitted that he knows of her. The sailor's not kind of gives it away where who else could do it. He is quite tall, so he's able to cut it down, and he does have a sea knife on him, and it matches the cuts that was done on the rope. It sounds like he Hmm. But why was she tied? What? Why was she? Okay, so did she? Was she tied up? But then again, why was she tied up? Why was she tied up with a tail with a sailor's knot? Hmm. So we've got all of our dialogue here. Okay, so let's just have a quick brief. Well, let's have a look at what was said before. So, your husband caused those bruises. He was not nice. He was not a nice man when he was drunk. You mentioned your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you? Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard. You can see it for yourself. Did these three villains steal anything? I fainted. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance. Yes, I think he had heard them for when he was holding his stick, but there were three of them, and then he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him with a terrible blow with the poker. He fought with the intruders. When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to the dining room chair. It was that instant that my unfortunate husband entered the room, and then one of them struck me with a savage blow with his fist, and felled me unconscious to the ground. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. So I know I'm reading this backwards. I'm just trying to. So, okay, so. I'll tell you, sir. So, before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and. Oh God, please go on. As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face. Close behind, I saw two others. One of them struck me with a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious. And then, when I came to myself, I found that he had secured me tightly with a dining room chair. It was that at that instant that my unfortunate husband entered the room. He fought with the intruders. Yes, I think he had heard them, but when he was holding his stick. But when there was three of them, taking silverware. He's not a nice drunk. How do you? Yes, he was very out of control. So yeah, so this is. Sorry, I know I've been mumbling basically for the last 5 minutes. So there's three glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if I forgot when I came to myself that the first one, each of them had a glass in their hand. That sounds very, very unlikely. See, now this is the thing. She says there might have been a father and with his two sons. Now, her coming to that conclusion, air quotes conclusion, that's something that she would have read in the papers. Like, why would she just come to that? So that, to me, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Um, hmm. I went to bed and there was more than an hour after I heard my mistress scream, and I ran down to find her tied to a chair and him on the floor with a smashed head. See, now this is a thing now. So, like, okay, so she said that she was. They had found me. I fainted once more, then I opened my eyes. I fainted once more, then I opened my eyes. They had withdrawn, then my brave Teresa came in to my assistance. Right, okay, so I thought that she might have been taken out of the chair afterwards, but I don't think that's the case. I think she's lying. I think she's lying. I think, and this is what I'm going to come up with my conclusion. I don't know what other people think. I don't know what other people think of this case. I don't know if people have got their own thought process or whatever. My personal opinion is it was Crocker. What do you think? What do you think? Because again, it's the sailor's knot. I'm going to say acquaintance with a sailor. So, the captain is a killer. So, Sir Eustace was murdered by one person who was visiting that night. The murderer is tall and agile and a high-ranking sailor. So, we can arrest Captain Crocker or absolve him. So, Captain Crocker is a murderer and you will bring him and his accomplice Lady Brackenstall to justice. The murderer was committed in self-defense. Jack Crocker defended a woman against a violent and dysmaniacal man. The mystery is solved, but you decide to keep it secret. There was no need to inform the police. I think it's that. But the other ones, if I go to conclusions, we can say this one, which we could see was this. Hold on, though. Off with their head, sir. See, this doesn't seem likely because they're not tall enough to reach that rope. Although see, this is what this. Now I remember why this game was so like hard to judge. And it always seems like there's one little bit of information which, if you ignore, it makes it difficult. And the thing that I think with this bit is it is that sailor's knot. That's a crucial bit. Now, say, argument's sake, it is a domestic accident. Where did the sailor's knot come into it? it doesn't. So let's say if it was this. Lady Brackenstall and her maid committed the crime in self-defence. You decide there is no point in blaming this poor woman, or condemn her. So Lady Brackenstall and her maid killed Sir Eustace and attempted to cover their crime. They deserve to be treated as criminals. Now, also is the wine as well. Like, what's the purpose of the wine? Could it be ooh, okay, so I don't know. I genuinely don't know, because this is the thing. So did okay, so we've not really thought about the Randalls here. I don't think it is the Randalls. I think that's just a curveball. That's just a blame. I think it's either got to be a domestic accident or it's got to be Crocker. If it is a domestic accident, the sailor's knot doesn't make no difference. Like, doesn't make sense. With the glasses of wine, you've got the bee's wing in it, which, from what it said, it was the dregs of the wine. So you got two glasses, and then the third one is like the dregs or whatever. So was her and Crocker having an affair? Eustace came down and saw them together, hit her, then Crocker and Lady Brackenstall like fabricated the death. I'm gonna go with the, because the Randalls, this doesn't make sense to me. So the Randalls, so Eustace was murdered by the Randalls gang, robbery confirmed as a motive of the crime. The case is too simple for you. Take this opportunity to give all the credit to your friend Lestrade. Your name will not appear in the press. The speed with which you resolve this thorny problem is indicative of genius. The police naturally only demonstrated their incompetence. I don't think that's the case. I generally don't think that's the case. I think that was information that was planted, that was used later on as the cover-up. I think that's what the case is. So we can ignore this one. I think it's this. So I'm gonna go with this. We're gonna play all three of the endings, and then I'm gonna choose this one. The captain is the killer. Then we're gonna see if that is that is the right thing to do. So captain is the killer, and we're going to, we'll say arrest. Confirm your moral choice. Yes, we will. And let's see what this does.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Barely an hour has passed.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Oh.
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death in this case.
Okay, when it ever comes to a
Inspector,
cutscene like that, I
give you
always
Sir
a shit
Eustace's
house.
killer.
I'm surprised I got that
He
one.
tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to see if the conclusion was correct. Cool, so that was correct. So we actually did get it right, which is good. We found all 16 clues. That was actually relatively short compared to what it normally is. And I'd spent the last 20-25 minutes contemplating what was the right choice. But that was good. That was good. Replay ending. Do I replay the ending? Or do I accept the decision? Do I just replay ending? Do you really want to replay the conclusion? The game will load before your multiple choice is made. Yes. So we're going to have a look at the other two, just to see. We know who was correct, which is good. So we're going to go to our conclusions now. Domestic accidents. And then there's absolve or condemn. We arguably could say absolve. I mean, what would we do in this? I mean, she was just kind of defending herself. Let's absolve her. Let's absolve her. Confirm your moral choice. Yes.
Ladies, I know the full story. You are both guilty, are you not?
Mr. Holmes, I can explain everything.
No, madam, he's bluffing.
It is no use. Your husband was a violent man, a cruel man. Your argument last night ended tragically, with him stumbling and falling, fatally striking his head upon the fireplace grate. However, your mise-en-scène to divert suspicion was unnecessary. You should have admitted the truth.
The truth is often subjective, Mr. Holmes.
Not to me.
What will you tell Inspector Lestrade?
He will find nothing, as he handed the case over to me. Farewell, ladies.
Okay.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Okay, so we're not going to do that. We know that's not true. And then we're going to go to the Randalls one, and then we're going to accept the Crocker ending. All right, so let's go to our conclusions here. Domestic accident, the Randalls are guilty. And glory to Lestrade, trump the police. You know what, fuck Lestrade.
Well, Inspector, this case proved to be a simple one after all.
You think it's the Randall gang, then?
Yes.
I'll put my men on it straight away.
The next time you call on me, do try to make sure it's for something a little better than this.
What do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
It is a case that only Watson could find some small point of interest in. I am used to more challenging work.
Okay. You sassy bitch. So yeah, let's replay ending, and then we're just gonna do the final one again, just so we can actually accept it and make sure we get the quick time event sorted as well. I don't want to fuck that up. Captain is the killer. And there we go. Arrest, absolve. Let's arrest him. Yes. Cool. Now I've got to remember what I did last time.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
till I die. Do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Here we go. And click, 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 click. Thank God it was the same buttons.
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death in this case. Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's killer. He tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Cool. So that is that's the ending. We know that was right. We're going to accept the decision. You're about to finish the case. The save file in this case will be removed. Press no if you would like to select another moral choice. Press yes if you agree with the choice you've made and you are ready to start a new chapter. Yes. So, people solve the case the same way as you. People made the same choice as this. So this... I think it's just loading information now. You know what? Don't care. So we're not going to do this one. So I'm just going to try and pause it as soon as possible. No. Nope. Cool. So, yeah, that's done now. That wasn't too bad. It was quite quick actually, considering the other ones are like 3.5 hours. So it's kind of like a nice one to kind of get back into it. But we just turn this down a little bit. I'll have to remember to put that back up in the next stream. But yeah, I think we're good to go now. I think we're good. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and finish the 5th case tomorrow. If I'm free, should be. If not, it'll be. If it's not tomorrow, then it'll probably be Saturday. And then due to my work schedule, so now I work shifts. It will be a case of, do I work on a 6 till 2 or 2 till 10? It'll either be a morning shift or an afternoon shift. There is the occasional time I have to work a night shift, which is like at 7 to 8 nights. That will be an afternoon shift as well. If I can manage to do it during the night shift. And then I don't know what I'm going to be doing in terms of my next kind of full playthrough of a game like this. There is another Sherlock Holmes game I've got. I don't think I'm going to be jumping into that anytime soon. In October, I think I'm going to be jumping into Alien Isolation, which I keep going on about that I want to do. So I'm going to be doing that in October, and I think that will take me all the way through the month, which will be good. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm gonna have a little look around to see what games I can play over the next couple of weeks on stream. I don't know yet. It could be U-Boat. Maybe not. I don't know. But we'll just have to see. So I'll have a think. If anyone's got any suggestions or whatever, you can throw them up in the Discord or whatever that you would like to see. There is Alan Wake as well. I do want to give Alan Wake a go. I've not played it before. I did last year. I played Control, which Alan Wake was tied into it somehow. I've never played Alan Wake as well, so I don't really know. I know it's kind of like the same universe because it's the same developer and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna be looking at that as well soon. But yeah, I'll sort something out anyway. Again, if anyone's got any suggestions that they want to see me play, then again, give us a shout in the Discord or whatever. But yeah, it's been fun. It's actually been fun. So yeah, I will see everyone soon. Hopefully tomorrow. Thanks everyone for dropping in. It's been a nice little stream, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you all really soon. So have a good rest of the day. I hopefully see you tomorrow, and yeah, have a good night. So take care now, and bye bye.